Hello, my name is Nick.
Hello, my name is Marilyn. And before I lived in Rhode Island, I lived in Orlando, Florida. When I lived in Orlando, Florida, I used to go to church every Sunday with my family. Sunday was a very special day for us. Even though we didn't see each other throughout the week, we at least knew we were going to see each other on Sundays and go to church together.
I grew up around the church in Puerto Rico. I used to go to Christian school. So, we had the services every Friday and, Christian Bible class pretty much every day. When I moved to Orlando at the age of 15, I kind of got away from it. I didn't start going again until I met her. And really, when we moved here, is when I became a churchgoer again.
So in January, we moved to Rhode Island. We had only been engaged for a month. It was a big change in our lives, especially it was in the middle of winter coming from Florida. It was very hard, and we did question our decisions to come to Rhode Island. So immediately, though, I knew that I wanted to continue going to church. That was always where I found comfort. So I did go on a church hunt. I searched everywhere through the internet. And then one time I even looked on a van and saw a phone number and called it and visited that church. But even the churches that we visited, they didn't feel like a good fit. It wasn't that same feeling that I used to have, and it felt like nothing could replace it. Until one day...
Your mom said, check on Facebook, maybe you'll find something, and it's funny, so mom doesn't even know how to use the internet probably.
Yeah. So I thought it was funny that she told me to look on Facebook, but I actually never had thought of it, which is funny because I go on Facebook a lot. So I looked, I searched for churches in Rhode Island, and NGC was actually the first one that popped up. So it was nice. It's kind of like, oh, that was like a calling or something that I was supposed to go there. So I clicked on the Facebook link. I looked at the page, I saw that it had a lot of real pictures, real events that were going on, and it seemed like something I wanted to be a part of. From the Facebook link, I went to the church website, I read about the pastors, and then I grabbed the address and I told Nick, let's go to this church. He was a little bit skeptical.
Yeah, we've been to other churches, and they just weren't the right fit, so I was just thinking it's probably going to be a bit more the same.
Right.
But we were surprised. We were.
We both came that day. I told him, come on, we have to church. We kind of had to pull him a little bit to come to church, but we finally made it. But we were pleasantly surprised. I had a good feeling from the first time I walked in the door that this was probably going to be where we were going to stay. And then from that, it only got better. The pastors introduced themselves to us. The pastors introduced themselves to us, and they introduced to us individually. They said hi to Nick, they said hi to me. So they treated us, they saw us as a couple, but they also saw us as separate people, which was really nice. They reached out to Nick, which to me, I don't know if you even know that, but to me it meant a lot that they reached out to him specifically, and that it wasn't just coming from me. That I knew I wanted him, but the fact that they took the time to tell him that they wanted him there too, made it more meaningful that they wanted him there along with me. So, and it was nice because then Nick started coming to church every Sunday with me, which was something that didn't happen in Orlando. So to me, at first I wasn't too sure about our move and why it was going on, but definitely one of the positives that's come out of our move is you coming to church every Sunday with me, which has been nice. We decided to stay in NGC. Like I said, even from the first time I walked in the door, there was just a presence. There was something special. I felt that love immediately, even from that first greeting at the door. The whole time we were in the aisle, walking to our seats, everywhere you just felt that atmosphere of love. And then everybody introduced themselves to us. And even though it was a fairly bigger church for me compared to the one I went to Orlando, I still felt like there was a sense of community.
Well, we decided to stay when, like she was saying, there was a lot of community spirit here. A lot of people reached out to me and to her A lot of the youth that are people around our age, we hung out at a church. We went to the movies. We did this. We did that. So we just felt really involved with the church and with everyone in here. So we even started doing the art of marriage discipleship since we're going to be married. We're engaged. So we started doing that as well. I never thought I would be doing something like this. But just being in this church has really turned a lot of things around.
And I have something to add to that too, because even being in the discipleship, he's surprised me nicely, because even they've asked him questions in the discipleship, and I'm like, oh God, don't ask me the question, don't ask. And then they ask him, and he'll always give an answer that I'm like, wow, I never expected him to say that. So it's really nice to be a part of that. And even I do the separate discipleship with a group of girls, and one day we were talking, and one day that has allowed me to really become closer to God. And one day God told me, before I went to discipleship, he asked me, are you planning a wedding or are you planning a marriage? And I kind of sat there and I was like, wow, I should really be planning a marriage and not a wedding. And to me that was really important, because I feel like that this church has helped us plan our marriage and not just a wedding, but prepare our relationship truly in God's eyes.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Marilyn. And in NGC we found friendship. Don't just like your friends, invite them to church.